Be careful falling for the bull trap. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions, and I mean this in a pretty just level-headed way, in the sense of if you are investing long-term, then this really shouldn't bother you, right? Because there is going to be volatility that's going to present itself. I don't believe you're the one that's getting trapped. You're just doing your part as markets sell off to dollar cost average into the companies that you see value in. I love that for you, right? Just make sure you don't use leverage and that you understand that it can get worse before it gets better, right? That's investing. I'm talking about day traders. Buying into the hype that markets are beginning to recover when nothing has changed. So if you guys haven't heard the news, again, there's been a few updates. President Trump says, pretty much calls out the Iranian leadership and says that he has full control of the Strait of Hormuz. We know for a fact that that is not true, right? He supposedly wanted to sign an agreement and work on a peace deal with Iran. He made the claim. He influenced markets. And I'm not even really talking much about overall markets, although he did influence them, right? NASDAQ market is up 1.46%. And I'll talk to you guys in a little bit about why I think you should be concerned. But markets might be celebrating that there's a peace deal, right? They love to do that. He's acknowledged that anytime that he announces a peace deal, markets love it, even if it's not true. And when it's confirmed that it's not true, they barely sell off. He knows this. This is the part that I would be concerned about. Japan's 2-year and 5-year bond yields have hit the highest level in 31 years. Why does this matter? Remember, I explained this in yesterday's video. If the Japanese market continues to get worse and the dollar for the Japanese yen continues to fall, the US has to continue to try to intervene. Japan is one of the largest foreign holders in US treasuries. So if they need to step in to help support their economy, they will. And how do they do that? They'll have to liquidate some of the bonds that they own from the US. If they begin to flood the bond market and begin to sell, US bond yields will begin to go higher. The US doesn't want their yields to go higher because that means that they pay more interest on money that they borrow. We're $40 trillion in debt. That is why you have seen that Treasury Secretary Bessent is saying that, no, we have it all under control. If you had it all under control, bond yields would reflect that. And it is a true representation of that. US bond yields and Japanese bond yields have been beginning to creep up higher. That shows signs of uncertainty. Like, straightforward. It's look into the carry trade and what unfolded once that issue began to present itself. Again, you have every right to want to go long into the companies that you see value in. All I'm saying is that as markets prop themselves up very quickly, right? Because they sold off during the pre-market session, they propped themselves up right as markets open for what? What's the news that wasn't already factored in, right? Is it that Trump says that he has full control of the Strait of Hormuz? Again, there's nothing wrong with trading the news, right? Because that's the market's reaction. But don't fall victim to the false hope. We know it's not true. The past weeks have proven that it is not true. So again, just as quick as they rally, they tend to correct. If what caused markets to sell off last week is still present, and that's, right, the Japanese market and the South Korean market. Did you pay attention to the KOSPI index this morning, right? During their trading session, it sold off. There's still fear. There's still uncertainty in their market. And if it's still getting worse for them, then it's likely that it's most likely going to get worse for us here for some of these chip stocks. The thing that's driving markets even higher today is also a handful of the Mag 7 companies are skyrocketing today. Think about this. Again, I know that they reported great earnings, but do great earnings for $1 trillion company justify a 25% push? If you believe so, I'm not here to argue you, right? Like, it's your money. You have every right to invest at whatever level you see value in. All I'm doing is trying to challenge you to maybe, again, zoom out and ask yourself, oh, wow, you're right. Yeah, I saw that it was up 4% today, but I didn't know that it was 25% in 3 trading days. You're right. That might be an overreaction. And there could be some correction that happens. And if a correction does happen, with these markets, right, with these stocks, since they're so influential, what happens to the rest of the market? Oh, they could begin to fall, right? And the list goes on. Microsoft, 4.97%. Meta, 7.1%. Nvidia, 3%. I love it. They're going up. A lot of us are invested in these companies. That's great. All I'm here to do is to challenge you and your exposure. If you're a trader, not an investor, right? I have no intention of selling any of my investments. I only plan to buy more. But for traders, as markets prop themselves up higher, and we know that news and sentiment has still been uncertain, do we really want to over leverage ourselves at overbought levels? What happened to Leopold when he got too confident, too aggressive at all-time highs? Again, there's nothing wrong with pullbacks, especially when you can stomach it and tolerate it. It's only the over-leveraged traders, the ones that are all in and or are using leverage, that end up getting margin called on the retracement. That's all, right? I just want you to be self-aware. If you know that how aggressive you're being and you're buying up here because you're like, no, it's going to go higher. And I understand the risk. I respect it, but I think it's worth it. I love that for you. You're taking advantage of an opportunity that makes sense to you. And I think that's great. Even though I might not agree, who cares, right? We're all so different. We're all individuals. Like, we're all going to see value in different ways. It's as long as you are aware of not just the profit potential, but the risk as well, and you acknowledge it. At the end of the day, if it ends up turning against you and you take a substantial loss, then you're like, hey, that's the position I put myself in. It's accountability, right? But sometimes you don't see the bigger picture. So sometimes, you feel like you got trapped into it. Now there's no excuse, right? Now you're aware of how quick the market gapped up within a very short period of time for no reason. And now it has the gap down potential. Not that it has to sell off, but that if fears from last week begin to present themselves again, as we are clearly seeing, and or any of these companies that report earnings, Palantir reporting earnings today after the market closes, AMD and SpaceX after the market closes tomorrow, or Wednesday, SanDisk and Western Digital report on Wednesday after the market closes. If any of those earning reports or any of the economic reports that are set to be released this week instill any more fear in the market on top of what we have going on, then yeah, you can't be surprised. So again, there is nothing wrong with being invested or going long. That is all I'm doing as markets sell off. We're adding more to our long positions, but not with leverage. And we're respecting that these sharp recoveries tend to be short-lived, especially when a lot of them are being influenced by Trump's tweets that do move markets. So again, nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with working with that movement. But we know based off of history that they're short-lived catalysts, that there's not much merit to what he says, right? Because he often lies just to prop up markets, to give it some certainty for a period of time before he attacks again. So we'll see, right? Maybe this time, what are we, 22nd week in a row? Maybe this time it's different, hopefully, but we'll follow up. I just wanted to do my part and make you aware of not just where the market stands on the day, but also some of these very bullish Max 7 companies where they stand on the larger time frame, to know when to, again, be careful with your exposure, your position size, and most importantly, your leverage. So again, we'll talk about this a little bit more in our live trading session tomorrow. I hope to see you there. If you ever want to tune on in right at market open for 30 minutes to an hour every day, it's how we start our mornings, and we'd love to invite you. Second link in the description down below. I appreciate you guys' time. I hope that we're in a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.